frequent, but you'll see some lightning strikes lighting up the night sky. We'll wait a second or two longer to maybe see a lightning strike. You saw one off the top there. By the way, we sent Nadine home. I'm Natalie Thomas in to cover the rest of the night. This line of thunderstorms making its way across southern Ontario. The good news I can give you in the city of Toronto, because this is right on your doorstep, at this point it's just rain for you. Some gustier conditions, but this is not a severe thunderstorm kind of event. It's just going to be a rain and thunder showery kind of event. Whereas in around, and you can see it just past Port Stanley, but in around Simcoe, we still have that severe thunderstorm warning in place. And so the potential is there to maybe see some stronger winds, nickel to dime sized hail, and again, the heavy amounts of rain. So there are a few warnings with that one cell. The watches are fairly limited. They've been dropped in the southwest. Windsor is no longer in the severe thunderstorm watch. This is all ahead of the cold front. So basically, we've been seeing those isolated thunderstorms specifically in southwestern Ontario. The actual cold front isn't even going to swing through until later on Tuesday morning, as most of the kids in southern Ontario are heading to school. So even though once this line of thunderstorms as we speak pushes through, the risk dies down, there's still certainly the potential to see some showers and thunderstorms as we head through Tuesday morning, and even more so again Tuesday afternoon with that cold front passing through. And then that whole system makes its way through Atlantic Canada. It's really not going to bring much for Tuesday. There's still the risk of a few thunderstorms in New Brunswick and the Gaspé region of Quebec, but it's more so going to be a Wednesday story for rain showers and thunderstorms in the Maritimes. So you can see here for Tuesday, a mix of sun and clouds. You have that risk of maybe a pop-up shower or a thunder shower in northern New Brunswick through Tuesday evening, and then there comes all of that rain as we head through the day on Wednesday. Now, speaking of rain, it has been a dry summer, let's face it, in southern British Columbia. Tuesday is going to be one of the wettest days you've seen in a while for the lower mainland. Vancouver could pick up a good 10 millimeters of rain. But the big story is that low pressure system is really going to intensify Tuesday night through Wednesday. There's a lot of rain in the forecast for southern Alberta, and then through the day Wednesday, a lot of rain for southern Saskatchewan. We have a lot to talk about, and it's all coming up in the next few minutes. Go to the line of thunderstorms barrels through southwest Ontario. Now, there are very limited watches. You just saw those thunderstorms in Kitchener-Waterloo. There is a severe thunderstorm watch there. There aren't any warnings currently. The only warnings are in around Simcoe, and you can see why on the radar with all that red popping up there. Simcoe and St. Thomas, and I did take a call on the storm line not too long ago from a gentleman in St. Thomas saying the rain was so heavy he couldn't see across the street, and he also said that there was really intense thunder and lightning. Now, the good news is in around the city of Toronto, it's not even necessarily a thunderstorm at all. It's one of what we call a garden variety thunderstorm, maybe some thunder and lightning, but it's predominantly just rain pushing through, and that's all ahead of the cold front. So again, in around Kitchener-Waterloo, parts of southwestern Ontario still under the watch. Windsor has now been dropped. And as the cold front continues to push east, we are going to see that risk for showers and thunderstorms continue and even pop back up again through tomorrow afternoon or through Tuesday afternoon while the kids are back at school. So as we head through the overnight hours, there's still the risk for thunderstorms. Once that line rolls through in the next hour or so, that risk is really going to die down and then fire back up tomorrow. The best chance for severe thunderstorms on Tuesday is definitely going to be eastern Ontario and southern Quebec as that cold front continues to push further east and east. Most of that active weather is well ahead of the cold front, and so again the timing just works out for Ottawa and Montreal, but also ahead of the cold front. New Brunswick even sees the risk of a few isolated thunder showers later Tuesday afternoon and into the evening, and then eventually the cold front will come through, bring more widespread showers. It's more so going to be a Wednesday event through the Maritimes and Thursday through Newfoundland. Now, one other really interesting story developing. There's this low pressure system in the west, in around the Gulf of Alaska, and it's going to be intensifying over the next 24 hours. Certainly bringing rain showers in around Vancouver, maybe 5 to 10 millimeters of rain through the day Tuesday. But as that low pushes over the Rockies and into southern Alberta, Calgary, and further south, we could be seeing even rainfall warnings, 20 to locally 40 or 50 millimeters of rain predominantly Tuesday night through Wednesday, and then through the day Wednesday, heavy rain for Saskatchewan, and Thursday into Manitoba. That's a big story we're following, and we'll continue to track all of eastern Ontario. That's where we still have severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. It's not that widespread, and it's all ahead of a cold front that's making its way into the region. Of course, it's been hot and humid this long weekend, and once that cold front swings through, the cold air meets the warm air, and you get obviously the perfect ingredients for these thunderstorms. So you can almost make out this line of thunderstorms here. The most severe down by Simcoe and St. Thomas, where we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in place. Environment Canada is saying nickel to dime sized hail possible, but heavy rain, strong winds are the biggest threats. Specifically for Toronto, it's right on your doorstep and the rain has already begun, and it's mostly just going to be rain. It's not this big thunderstorm event for Toronto. Granted, as the kids head back to school tomorrow, there is still the risk for thunderstorms because, oh, and by the way, this has shrunk since the last time you joined us about 10 minutes ago. So it's a very small area still under this severe thunderstorm watch in around Kitchener-Waterloo, for example. But as I was saying, there's still a risk for showers and thunderstorms through the day on Tuesday because the cold front has yet to swing through. Everything's ahead of it. So even into Tuesday morning and afternoon, we still have that lingering moisture being picked up by the computer models, by the weather data. And again, it does not mean that everyone is going to see a thunderstorm. It just means the ingredients are there. Send the kids off with an umbrella and a rain jacket just in case, because at one point in time there likely will be a rain shower or a thunder shower. So again, heading into Tuesday morning, still the threat for thunderstorms, a better chance through Tuesday morning and the afternoon. And as far as severe thunderstorms are concerned, it's eastern Ontario and southern Quebec where we have the best chance to see those severe cells through the day Tuesday, just the way the timing works with the cold front through the afternoon. There's a slight risk for some thunderstorms ahead of the cold front, even in New Brunswick later in the day Tuesday, more so late afternoon and evening. But it's really with the cold front in the Maritimes where you'll notice the difference. Widespread showers potentially with the cold front through the day Wednesday. So Tuesday really not looking like a bad day, a mix of sun and clouds, but then here come the rain showers for Wednesday in Newfoundland. It's not going to be until Thursday when you start to see the rain, but I'll tell you this, in St. John's it is going to be a very foggy start to the day on Tuesday, and likely that fog could stick around for most of the day because temperatures won't get much warmer in St. John's than about 14 or 15 degrees, but the water is closer to 20 degrees, and that's when we get fog in that situation because the water is actually warmer than the air. This is another interesting story we're going to really be following over the next couple of days because we have this low pressure system coming out of the Gulf of Alaska. It's bringing rain showers widespread to British Columbia through the day Tuesday. But as it pushes over the Rockies, it brings all of that moisture. And Tuesday overnight into Wednesday, we could see some really heavy rain in around Calgary and southern Alberta, potentially 40 millimeters of rain. And I'll continue to track that low and let you know what's going to happen this week. I know the thunderstorms are going on as we speak. If it's safe to do so, we don't recommend you going outside in the middle of a lightning storm to take video. But if it's safe, or maybe you're in the comfort of your home and you want to share some video with us, we'd love to see it. Upload everything to our website, theweathernetwork.com. And I do have some good news to pass along. Almost all of the warnings have come to an end. St. Thomas is out of the severe thunderstorm warning. Simcoe is the only spot left in it. But you can see there was a lot of red in that cell indicating some more strength to the storm. It's really starting to weaken as it pushes over the water. And most of this pushing through the greater Toronto area is just rain at this point. We call them garden variety thunderstorms. Rain and thunder and lightning. Our own Nadine Powell, we sent her home after covering the storms all evening. And she said she was driving through Mississauga and there was a ton of lightning out there. So if you're in the GTA or you're in southwestern Ontario and you want to give us a call on our storm line, 1-800-463-WIND is the number, and you can let us know what you're seeing and join the program. I should mention there is still a severe thunderstorm watch in around Kitchener-Waterloo and Guelph, so there is still the potential for a severe thunderstorm to roll through. It just becomes less likely for severity as we head through the overnight. There's that line of thunderstorms we're watching right now. This is all ahead of the cold front. The cold front is still swinging through very slowly Tuesday morning and afternoon, and you can see the model's still picking up a lot of moisture. So this is what our meteorologists have put together for you. Areas in yellow, meaning that there is the potential for thunderstorms. It does not mean everyone will see a thunderstorm. It just means that the ingredients are there in these areas. So as we head into Tuesday morning through the overnight hours, a few thunderstorms could pop up. And then again through the day Tuesday, that risk is still there. In northern Ontario, it's for a separate system. In the south, it has to do with that cold front. But notice we said isolated severe over eastern Ontario and southern Quebec. That's the best chance for Tuesday to see a severe storm. So Ottawa, Montreal, we would not rule out a severe thunderstorm through the day on Tuesday, all associated with that cold front. And then ahead of the cold front, again, parts of New Brunswick late day Tuesday could potentially see a thunder shower, but the better chance in the Maritimes will be Wednesday as the cold front makes its way through. So overall, Tuesday not a bad day in Atlantic Canada. We're looking at showers more widespread with the cold front through the day Wednesday. That moves into Newfoundland for Thursday. Now don't go anywhere. A closer look at these thunderstorms are coming up. Who are trying to get their kids back to sleep. The good news I can give you is that everything is coming to an end. There's still certainly the risk for a few isolated thunderstorm cells, and you can see them in around the shores of Lake Huron, even Georgian Bay. But for the most part, it's just this line of thunderstorms we're dealing with. Simcoe has been in the severe thunderstorm warning. It will likely come to an end in the next few minutes because at this point it's just rain and lightning, not really reaching those severe limits. And even through the greater Toronto area, it's predominantly rain and lightning at this point in time. There are still very limited severe thunderstorm watches in around Kitchener, Waterloo, and Guelph. And this isn't to say that there's still not going to be rain or thunderstorms through the day tomorrow. It's just we're following that one line ahead of the cold front, and then the risk for severe thunderstorms really dies down, so you can go to bed knowing that. But look at the computer models picking up more rain showers and moisture from Windsor to Toronto through Tuesday afternoon. Granted, the best chance for severe weather through Tuesday is actually going to be Ottawa and Montreal, so eastern Ontario and southern Quebec. We will break down the risk for thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Visit our new...
It's a very big country. There are thousands and thousands of students, and not all students are heading back to school on Tuesday morning. Some in the Maritimes are heading Wednesday or Thursday, and there are some teacher strikes going on across the country. So this is a general overview of Tuesday morning. If your kids are heading to school, this is going to come in handy for you. And by the way, if you ever see a symbol like that, it represents fog, and it's certainly going to be a foggy day in around St. John's because the waters are actually warmer than the air. St. John's won't get much warmer than about 14 or 15 degrees on Tuesday. Tuesday morning in Halifax, showers but mild at 19 degrees. Toronto, as the kids head off to school, there is a good chance for showers and thunder showers in the morning and again through the afternoon. Not everyone in southern Ontario will see one, but the risk is there. Still a very mild day though, and still quite humid, feeling like the low to mid 30s by the afternoon. Winnipeg, not a bad start to the day. Mostly sunshine and 12 degrees. Regina, 11 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Only 10 degrees in around Edmonton. And then for Vancouver, a lot of rain through the day Tuesday, but that system is actually going to be making its way across the country. I'm going to break down that system coming up next. Lightning safety is obviously very important when we're talking about thunderstorms, and there's a good chance for some severe thunderstorms in eastern Ontario and southern Quebec for Tuesday. We'll talk about that coming up, but this I find to be the most interesting weather story of the week. One low pressure system developing in the Gulf of Alaska is going to travel all across the country and impact almost every single Canadian at some point this week. So rain Tuesday for BC. Tuesday night through Wednesday, it's rain for southern Alberta. Wednesday, southern Saskatchewan. Thursday, Manitoba. Thursday night into Friday across Ontario. And eventually by the end of the week, that low makes its way into Atlantic Canada. Okay, I can take a breath again. But at this point, it looks like the heaviest rain with that low will be Tuesday night through Wednesday, southern Alberta into southern Saskatchewan. And that low is also cooling down temperatures when it arrives in Calgary. Daytime highs of 12 degrees. When it arrives in southern Ontario, we're going to lose that humidity and we'll be back into the low 20s as we head into the weekend because of that low pressure system. We'll take a closer look at your temperatures coming up in just a couple of minutes.